Hello everybody, it's Vinyl Rich here, a staple of the VC, with Vinyl Finds 103 and Vinyl Tag 2019 update. I was talking to my oldest daughter today and she said, "Hey Dad, I was reading some of the comments on one of your videos," and she was laughing. She goes, "Yeah, one of the guys called you a staple of the VC." And my wife's sitting next to me and I told my wife, "See? She said, did you hear that? I'm the Tom Brady of the VC." And my wife goes, "Really? Is that good?" Anyways, I've been watching almost exclusively vinyl tag videos this week. I've watched a couple of other things, but mostly all vinyl tags. And I want to kind of do an update on my video, but I want to give a shout out to two VC members that I think made really good ones. Sounds Strange and Mabuhay Ka. I enjoyed both of those videos. Very distinct takes on the whole vinyl tag thing. They're completely different guys, but don't be mistaken, they are both very intelligent and they know what they're talking about when they're in regards to the genres that they're talking about. I also got a big kick out of the Vinyl Countdowns vinyl tag. He made some really good points, and one of them is like dealing with the question, give a shout out to a VC channel that deserves more subs. And he kind of questioned the whole idea of, what do you mean by deserves, you know? And that's a good point. Tommy Burton, on his vinyl tag video, he said a few times that he doesn't get a chance to watch many VC videos, which is fine. If you don't have the time, you don't have the time. I mean, I don't have the time, but I make the time. But if you don't have the time to watch other channels and leave comments, don't expect to get more subs. I mean, that's the way it is. You can have a great channel. I think Tommy Burton has a good channel. But if he's not going to interact with other VC channels, you know, your channel's really not going to grow. And that kind of leads me with the advice. You know, I said, be yourself. Now, that's kind of vague. What I do, how I make my videos is I pretend like I'm sitting around shooting this shit with my friends, drinking beers, or I'm at work shooting this shit with my coworkers. And that's what I do. I kind of pretend, I get in that mindset, and this is how I am. You know, when I'm talking at work and bullshitting with people. That's how I make my videos. I'm not saying that's how you have to do yours, but just get comfortable and don't be real stiff. I mean, there are some where they're talking and they sound like they're talking in a library. You're not going to get a ton of views that way. My cat outside is going nuts. And my other piece of advice is get involved, interact with other channels, leave comments. And if you're brand new, even leave a comment and then suggest, hey, if you get a chance, watch my video. And just interact and your channel will grow. Don't worry about the negative feedback. I think the negative feedback is a very minimal with the VC, considering the whole temperament of the internet. I mean, that's why I had to get off Facebook. I thought it was horrible. It seems like Facebook is it's made for flakes. I mean, it's like a bunch of crackpots on there. And there's 3 VC members. Some make more videos than others that I kind of got turned off to because they're flakes. And that's not to say I don't turn people off too. You know, it's fine. That's part of life. But the negativity I find pretty much isn't there. Most people are pretty embracing in the VC. And if there is a total dick, you just block them. You know, it's no big deal. Now, there was another guy, Culture Fan. He left a two-parter on his vinyl tag because his camera cut off. I guess his phone battery life ran out or whatever. And on the second part, he made a comment where he was feeling kind of bad because he hit a deer. And I can understand that. If I hit a deer, I'd feel bad, you know. But I left a comment on him that, you know, yeah, I've actually hit two people with my car intentionally. And I don't feel bad about it at all. One was a skinhead and one was a biker. I'm going to tell these stories. I like to tell stories, you know. I'm a bullshitter. See, I'm at work bullshitting with my buddies. I've talked about my friend Chris who lived 2 doors down from my house. He was a goth guy. He was probably 20. I was probably 30. I was 10, 12 years older than him. We got along. He was a great guy. Anyways, his parents were out of town. I think they were in Nebraska, which is where he lives now, in Omaha. And he was having a party. And he asked me, hey, can you give this girl a ride home? I don't know if she was a high school. She was really pretty young. I go, yeah, sure, I'll give her a ride home, you know, whatever. So Chris is in the front with me, and she's in the back. I lived in Downey. She lived in Norwalk. Pull up to her house. She gets out, and then she shuts the door, and she runs up to the passenger side. Lock the doors, lock the doors. And next thing I know, there's 3 skinhead guys running up to the car, and 2 of them are trying to get Chris's door open, but it's locked. And one guy, he starts kicking the back of my car and goes, I'm going, son of a bitch, you know? So I had to back up because I pulled up behind a car. So I backed up and I was going to take off. And one of the guys that was trying to open up the passenger door, he started running around to my side. And I go, Chris, check this out. I put it in drive and I floored it. Bam! I hit that skinhead. He went flying. He flew over the car. And I got maybe 2 houses down. There's a cop behind me. I go, oh, fuck. I'm going to jail, you know? I had a few beers. I just assaulted somebody with my car. So I pull over. And then he doesn't pull behind me. He pulls up next to me. Rolls the window down and he goes, what's your beef with the skinheads? And I go, I don't know. I've never seen them in my life. And he goes, okay, take off. And then they made a U-turn and went after the skinheads. Apparently, they were waiting in the bushes until she got home, and they were, you know, going to kick Chris's ass, I guess. And I guess a neighbor saw him and called the cops, and the cops were watching him. So it was a Saturday night. That Monday, Chris comes over and he goes, hey, dude, the Norwalk Skins are looking for you. And I go, really? I go, call him up and give him my address. Tell him to come on down, you know? The Norwalk Skins. The second time I hit a guy, I was leaving Palm Springs. Now, if anybody knows, when you leave in Palm Springs, it's like a 2-lane going this way, 2-lane coming in. And at this one stretch, I wasn't far out of the city of Palm Springs. There's this 40 yards gap in between, you know, the directions. And I'm driving, and I'm in the fast lane, and this guy pulls up to the left of me in the fast lane, a biker dude. And he pulls out a gun. I go, what the fuck? I guess I must have cut him off or something. I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't see him or whatever. But the guy pulls out a gun, and I go, what the fuck did he... He holds it up again, and I'm going, you fucking dumbass. I'm in a car, and I went like this, hit him. He went off the side of the road. And as I'm driving, you can see this cloud of dust. But then I realized, oh, fuck. These guys don't travel alone, you know? So I was going 100, man, just to get the fuck out of there. Never heard nothing else, but yeah. Culture Fan, you hit a deer, I hit 2 people. Anyways, let's get going. My vinyl tag video, it said, show an album you can get for cheap. And I showed the Culture Club one. Because I really dig Boy George's voice. And I said, you know, do you really want to hurt me? He sings really good. And I still stand by that. And that Once on Time. But I had those records out and I was listening to some of them. Boy, that Culture Club has some god-awful sense on it. So I'm going to kind of retract. I want to pick another 80s band here. Madness. I'm sure you can get this really cheap. Keep Moving. It's got Wings of a Dove. I think is a great song. Michael Caine. It's just a really good song. Good album. Side 1 of this is fantastic. So that's my new pick. And I'm going to pick one other one. This is Michael Nesmith's 4th album, and the hits just keep on coming. I see a lot of people talking about his first 3, the Red, White, and Blue albums, and nobody ever talks about this one, the 4th one. This one is just as good, or maybe better. It's just Michael Nesmith and Red Rhodes on the pedal steel. Now, Red Rhodes played on the other 3 ones, but this one doesn't have anybody else. It's just the 2 of them, and just fantastic. You can get this for cheap. If you like those first 3 Michael Nesmith albums, you have to get this one. Okay, now on with my vinyl finds. Oh, wait. One other thing was fill holes. And I said, you know, Traffic. I have one Traffic album, and I was able to find that. I ordered it online for very cheap. And I said there was 2 Jefferson Airplane albums. Those are my major holes. Well, you know, those are common albums, so they're not major holes. I mean, I could get those anytime. You know, the major holes for me, I don't have any records on Exclaim Records. It's a record label out of Boston. The first album, SSD Control. That record, I saw a copy on Discogs for $599. The jacket only, no record. So, those are my grills. And also the first Black Flag, first press of the first Black Flag single. Those are big holes for me. Or major grills, I guess. Anyways, on with my finds. First one here is a Record Store Day. Another Black Friday Record Store Day purchase. I have 2 that I picked up. One I'm going to show in this, and one I'm going to show in my next video. My next video is going to be all 60s. I almost have enough for another video, so I decided I'd break it up with this stuff and then my 60s. But anyways, this Record Store Day record is 3x4, and it's the Bangles, the 3 O'Clock, the Dream Syndicate, and Rain Parade. All 4 of these bands are doing covers of the other 3 bands, you know. So like side 1 is 3 versions of these 3 bands doing the Bangles, and side 2 is these 3 bands doing the Dream Syndicate covers. Really fantastic. Now, I saw this on Record Store Day, but I didn't really pay it any mind. And I saw this used copy, and I go, wow, fantastic, you know. So I picked it up. It's got the download card, but right here it's crossed out the liner notes. I guess there's an insert. It didn't have the insert in it, so that's kind of a bummer. So I'm going to still look for another copy of this with the insert, and if I do find it, I'm sending this on to Hannah, the Omaha Introvert. So Hannah, if you see this video, don't rush out and pick up this album. This one will be going your way. And this is what the labels look like. Yep Rock Records. And it's on really cool red and probably blue, which makes purple. Anybody that is familiar with art. Really cool record. And really cool, man. I mean, I dig these are all Paisley Underground bands, I forgot to say, from LA. And I really digged all of these bands except for the 3 O'Clock. I just couldn't get into that singer. Now these next 2 records are bootlegs. First one here is Pink Floyd, live at the Fillmore West, 1970. This is really good recordings. The first side is Adam Hart Mother and Cymbeline or whatever. Side 2 is 3 songs. I don't remember the first 2 songs, but it ends with that Eugene axe. What is it? Careful with that axe, Eugene. But yeah, really good. Really cool bootleg. And this is what the label looks like. Black vinyl. And I got one more Pink Floyd bootleg. Floyds of London. Now, for some reason, I thought this was Floyds of London. I thought this was going to be a 60s with Syd Barrett. But it's not. It's a BBC broadcast from 1972. Very good recordings, though. And what can I say? Both very good bootlegs. And this is what those labels look like. All right. Now this next one, another live album, and it's pretty remarkable how good. It's pretty remarkable how good this sounds. It's Dead Kennedys live at the Def Club. This originally came out in 2004, and this is a Let Them Eat vinyl limited edition that came out in 2013. I guess this is a European issue. Came out in Europe, and fantastic, dude. This is recorded in 1978, 1979, I think. It's the last time that one guitar player played with him. What's his name? 6025. This is the last time he played with them live. This is before their first album, and it's if you like the first album of Dead Kennedys, I recommend this. It's got a disco version of Kill the Poor, pretty cool version, kind of slowed down. Back in Rhodesia, which is an early version of When You Get Drafted. It's got Gaslight, a previously unreleased song. It's got a cover of Back in the USSR. As far as I know, that's previously unreleased. It's got some other songs that are on Give Me Convenience or Give Me Death, but these are different mixes of it. But yeah, really cool set, man. I mean, it's got Kill the Poor, California Uber Alles, Holiday in Cambodia, Police Truck, Forward to Death, Viva Las Vegas, and some other lesser known songs. But yeah, the quality of this is superb. Highly, highly recommend if you like the first Dead Kennedys album. It's much, much better than that Black Friday Record Store Day Dead Kennedys demos one. Much better. And this is what the labels look like. And it's on red vinyl, so I'm going to show the vinyl. Because that's what Rich does. Very cool. Very cool. Another red record. I have a lot of those. I should make a video, my red records. Now, eBay last month had a 15% off deal. And I go, oh, that's cool. So I'm looking. And this, the night before, this was a video on YouTube. When I'm on break, I check out YouTube. And this was like a recommended view. So I checked it out. It's the Vibrators, the 1977 demo. So I listened to it and I go, man, it's really good, you know. If you like the early punk, highly recommend this. As I do their first album, Pure Mania or something like that. But this is like 77 demos. So this is the first thing I looked up on eBay. And there was a guy, $20, free shipping, or make best offer. So I put in $18, and he accepted right away. So cool. So I'm gonna look at what else he has because it's free shipping, And I picked up one other thing, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna put in best offer $17. So they would both total to $35, and he accepted. That was accepted right away too. So it was $35 minus 15%. I got this album. And the next one I'm going to show came with this insert. Very cool. Vibrators. London punk band from '77. And this is what the label looks like. Vibrators. A. And the second one I picked up was this. Dead Kennedys. Mutiny on the Bay, Dead Kennedys live from the San Francisco Bay Area. Oh, this goes this way. And this is was released in 2001. And fantastic, dude. This is really great quality too. These are records that are being officially released by the Dead Kennedys. This one and that Def Club one are both official releases, and they both have very good sound quality, and I highly recommend them. And I got this one for half of 35 and 50% off of that. Very cool labels. I wish Jello Biafra and the rest of the gang could kiss and make up, you know. You know Jello Biafra, he's the singer. Wrote all the lyrics. I don't know how much of the music. He has no rights to Dead Kennedy's name at all, which is absurd. I mean, all right, this next one, I got 3 more. Slayer, Show No Mercy, still in the shrink. It's a gatefold. I slid it here. I can go like this if I want to take it off and look at the gatefold, but I don't need to look at the gatefold. Fantastic. This is a great thrash, heavy metal album. The Antichrist. It's a killer song. I mean, this whole album I think is really good. Check out that, man. Can you see that? Playing slide guitar with a cross. Yeah, these guys were great. Southgate Band. I live right off of the 710 freeway. I live on the west side. Dr. Dre, I don't know if people are familiar with Dr. Dre. He's always rapping about the west side. And people think he's talking about the west side of Long Beach. But no, the west side of Long Beach is pretty ritzy. He's talking about the west side of the 710 freeway. I live on the west side of the 710 freeway. On the east side, you got Southgate, which is where these guys are from. And right below that, you got Linwood and Compton. But yeah, fantastic band, dude. And this is, look at that. Custom label. And it's on red and gray vinyl. It's a back on black edition. Now this next one is one I showed on my vinyl tag. It's a music on vinyl record, and it's Captain Beefheart and the Mirror Man sessions. You know, I've been listening to this quite a bit since I made that video, and man, I'm coming to love this album, dude. I still stand by the statement I made that the sax parts or whatever that horn thing he's playing, it's atrocious. And there's a couple of times when he plays harmonica that it's getting ear-piercingly bad. And at the very first beginning of Tear It playing, it's like really distorted in a couple of spots. But other than that, man, just a fantastic album. Just great jamming. Excuse me. The guitar playing, just the dual guitar playing on Captain Beefheart. I just love that stuff, dude. They play off of each other. They're not really doing leads or nothing. You know, they're just really good album, man. Really good. Better than I thought it was going to be. And I don't know if I need to show it, but I don't think I did in my vinyl tag, so I guess I got to, because that's what Rich does. This is what the labels look like. Pretty plain. I don't even know if that's going to pick up. But yeah. Polyline sleeves, so I don't have to re-sleeve them. And my last one here is a hole. It's Back in the Grave, Volume 3. I had 1, 2, and 4, and 5. So now I have 3. So now I have 1 through 5. And I have 9 and 10. So now all I need is 6, 7, and 8, and I have all 10 of them. But, I don't know if I need them all. But I do. Great series. The reissues of this are cool with the gatefolds. The originals aren't a gatefold. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Those originals are gatefolds. They're newer. But 6 and below, or if it's a gatefold, it's a repress. But anyways, cool. In fact, this is a really good one. Dig this garage rock stuff, as you know. And I dig a good comp. And the Crypt label is very cool. So that's it. Thank you for watching. And the staple of the VC will be back next week with a Vinyl Finds 60s edition. Oh, and I got this shirt from my daughter for Christmas. Take care, everybody. Take care. Football weekend coming up.